Welcome back. And so Kayode said earlier that most of us have arrived here, but how many of us actually think about what it took for us to arrive here? So we're going to spend some very important 10 minutes reflecting on that. And to help us in our reflection is a mental health coach. She's a founder and lead self-discovery coach, mental health advocate. She's right here in our Lagos studio, and she's Mrs. Modupe Nebedum.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Now,
thank you for inviting me.
Mental health is very, very broad.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious why you decided to narrow your lens to a specific area of mental health, which is mental health for expectant mothers.
Okay. I have 5 kids.
5?
Yeah.
You're strong.
I had 5 kids in the space of 6 years.
Okay, explain.
That's 10 kids.
So it's like emotional roller coaster. It was a lot, you know, and I have a set of twins in those 5 kids. Scan didn't pick it, Scan only picked 1. So it was at birth that I got to know that, yeah.
And you look amazing, by the way. You don't look like 5 have come out.
Thank you. So, you know, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. So I could tell I couldn't go out, you know, alone, and that was not the plan. I had planned that, okay, I can still go out with my baby, but now I can't go out alone. I have to breastfeed 2 babies at the same time. It was a whole lot. It was even at that morning, you know, we had to go and buy baby clothes because we didn't know I was going to have 2 babies. And then, so having gone through all I went through, you know, at some point I had to stop working because I was into coconut processing. I had to stop working. It was a lot. Initially, it was a struggle. Like, I didn't want the business to go low, and I'm also trying to balance home front responsibility. But at some point, I just had to say, let me choose myself. I can't give what I don't have. Like, I'm not in the right state. I'm not there for my kids. I'm not there for my business. So, I mean, it's a lose-lose at both ends. So I needed to just choose myself, find myself, and then take care of myself so that I can be there for my family, and at the same time, I can be there for my business. So this made me go, in fact, this is what Birth, Heal and Sparkle, where I work with married women who feel lost and stuck to rediscover who they are. You know, because pregnancy, motherhood comes with a whole lot, and there's no manual for this thing until it happens. That's when you know. Even if you read books, if you get yourself informed, it's only when it happens that you can find out. I didn't plan I was going to have 5 kids, even in the space of 6 years. So it was back to back. People who knew me, it's either I'm pregnant or nothing, pregnant or nothing. I knew people who say all sorts in this economy. You know, is there no family planning? You know, different things. I went to a restaurant one day, a Chinese restaurant, and I was going in with my children, and someone was like, 1, 2, 3. Do you get? So you face a whole lot of things. Sometimes it's as if the ground should just open and swallow you up. So there's so many things that, you know, and of course I still look so good. So it's like, she's fine, she's okay. But what are the thoughts going on in my head? How am I thinking what people are saying? At some point, I don't go out because the stress of even dressing up for the children, going out and coming back, I don't even want to think about it. So my social network was practically on 0.
You know, let's give our viewers a mental picture of what having 5 kids in 6 years looks like. So that means that the first is probably less than a year older than the second.
Yeah, it was. Second, 2. She was almost 2 when the second came.
The second is probably less than a year older than the third, and like that.
It was the same space. Yeah.
So, did you at any time fall into postpartum depression?
Yeah, I did, but at that time, depression wasn't really out there like it is now, you know. And then the mantra, all I keep telling myself is that, okay, God is not going to give me more than what I can handle, especially when I had the twins, you know. And then I fell sick after I had them. It was a lot, and that was when I understood, you know, when in this part of the world, when you give birth, they always tell you, they will pray that, oh, the sickness that comes after childbirth, may you not experience it, and we just say amen. It was when I fell ill, I understood the meaning of that prayer, because I didn't even want to see those kids. It was just like they should just go away. You know, it was the things we look at, in quotes, we say it's a white man's disease. You know, it's now here. We are now experiencing it. So I think that was what just helped me. It was just, for me, it was just like, okay, if God gave me this, I can handle it, you know, and I took it a step at a time. But it wasn't easy.
Pardon me
sorry, we must. I know you women want to continue talking, so we're here for the moral support.
Yeah.
I'm processing. I can't process what you're dealing with, to be very honest. I don't think any man out there who has a conscience, we're just looking at you like, oh, wow, how did she survive this? Because a child is a lot.
Yeah.
Then having 5 in 6 years, I don't even know how to describe it. So one of the things you're going to do to help women is to advise on what to do and not to do when it comes to childbearing. The reason is simple: for your life's sake, for your mental health's sake. Because I'm happy you were vulnerable to say, look, I literally lost myself at some point. I didn't want to see these kids. Because those are things people don't talk about.
Yeah.
It looks like you hate the children. No, there's too much pressure. So talk to us about what should and should not be done.
Okay, first I would say get yourself informed. That's very important, so that when you're going through those emotions, you can understand what you're going through and then be able to accept it. It's at the point of acceptance that you can now begin to seek for help and then speak out. Like I told you, I didn't want to see those kids. I needed to choose myself at some point because the business, family, like everything was falling apart. So I just had to tell myself, okay, no, enough is enough. I can't continue going on like this. And then when I did that, that was when I decided, okay, what next? How do I get help? And I went for therapy. And when I went for therapy, it became better. So I needed to reconnect back to myself. So I would say, get yourself informed, accept your reality, and then seek for help.
Before I throw it back to Bukola,
yeah.
There's another angle. If I don't ask, I will not forgive myself. Support from your partner. How critical was that?
Support from a partner. Yeah, he was there. He was very there. He helps out. Sometimes he does the cooking. You know, tell me sorry. Sometimes he tell me take it easy. You're not a superhero. You know, just relax. So he was there. He was there for me. I had support from friends, from families. You know, my mom was around. I had that support. Yeah, but
and that was what I was going to ask. If you had that support, why was it inadequate to help, particularly when you had the twins and it was too much for you to deal with emotionally and mentally? Why was it inadequate?
Yeah, for me, like I said, all through the 9 months, I didn't know I was going to have twins. So nothing prepared me for multiple, but I didn't know it was multiple births. Nothing prepared me. In fact, when I had, when the second one came out, it was looking so small and like, it was looking like skeleton, literally, that just had flesh. And at that moment, I lost hope when I saw it the way it was.
Oh, that's
in my head, I just told my husband. I mean, for you to know that this thing, you know, it's what the thoughts that go on in our head is a lot. I just told my husband, don't tell anybody. At least nobody knew we were going to have twins. So in case this one dies, nobody will tell me, I don't want to die, sorry. That was what I said at that point in time. And then when they brought the baby to me, I was like, yeah, what's this? Because of the way the baby was looking. So nothing prepared me for it. And then every pregnancy is different. With my first, I was okay. But with the second, it was twins. I didn't prepare. I couldn't even eat. If I should stand up and walk from where I am to where he is, I'll start panting. So every pregnancy is different. And then even with the support, like I said, you are the one that know what you're going through. They see you here, but the thoughts in your head. And then you're also trying to keep it together, to not say I'm weak, you know, I'm vulnerable. It's like it's not pregnancy, you know, people give birth, you know, all of. And then one thing is that pregnancy these days, the support you have these days is not like the ones we have those days. Those days you literally not do anything when you give birth. You have more than enough people around. They will cook for you, they will wash your clothes, do your laundry. I mean, all you need to do is just to breastfeed the baby. But now, even with people around, you'll be surprised that you'll still be doing a lot of things. So that time for your body to fully heal and recover is not there like it used to be. And then, of course, the kind of foods they give you that time is fresh, you know, herbs and all of that help your body to recover fully. But we don't have that like we used to.
So with the experience that you have now, having gone through this, what is your program like, your mental health program like for expectant mothers so that they can prepare, you know, for that big day of delivery?
Okay, so I'm in partnership with Mom at 40. though they focus more on pregnancy in early maternal stage, like 40 and above, but at the same time, they still reach out to other people. So I'm in partnership with them. So when we have them, we work together so that they can be informed, get the necessary help, counseling. So you have people, you have the community, you have people that can hold space for you. You can hear other people's stories and you know that, oh, I'm not in this alone. You can learn from other people. And then that's a lot.
Is it okay, because from what you said, because you also need to help people with your story. I hope you'll write a book, or if you have not written one already.
I've started already.
You should write a book because it's important. Is it okay to tell people that sometimes it's not everything you can figure out? Just leave.
Of course, it's okay. Just breathe. It's okay to be overwhelmed. It's okay to abandon everything and then take care of yourself. Self-care is important. Have your me time. Do what makes you happy. And then that's why you need that support, so that when you're going through this phase, they understand. Like, for example, you were asking me if my partner was there. He was there. And sometimes he will be the one telling me, just rest. You are not superhero. You know, just rest. Take care of yourself. So self-care is important. You can't even figure everything out, because pregnancy is not something, you can have your pregnancy plan, your birth plan and all of that, and then nothing on that list will work out. You won't even know how pregnancy will make you feel. There are things that you liked doing before, you literally don't like it. You cry for no reason.
Yeah.
And then they're asking you why you cry. You can't tell. If I know why I'm crying, I mean, you can help me. If I have headache, you
God
can
bless
help
women.
me.
That's all I
But
can
when
say.
I don't even know what is wrong with me, how will you help? Sometimes, okay, let me share this. There was a day he was going to work and I was hungry. I didn't want to eat food from the house. I told him I wanted food from the restaurant, not even the tush one. And then when we were going, I was perceiving one jollof rice, one party jollof rice like that. And it was a 90-year-old burial. And the woman saw me and saw my plate and she was laughing. I don't know them. I just went there, got that rice, that jollof rice, that down pot. And I went back home, sat on the floor and ate it with my hands. So that is what pregnancy does.
You'll be looking for food that is in Kenya, not in Nigeria. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for turning your experience into a strong message. We've been talking with Modupe Nebedum, founder and lead self-discovery coach, mental health advocate. Thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you for inviting me.
There's more to come on the program. We've promised you something special. Stay with us to discover it. We'll be back.